Hello and welcome again. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome again. Se pueden decir las dos cosas. Bienvenido de nuevo o bienvenido de vuelta. Welcome back. Welcome again to class number 57. Class number 57. No está mal. Vamos rápidos, ¿eh? Ok, por ahí. All right. To have. Hemos visto cómo poseer. También hemos visto cómo para desayunar. Comer y cenar, to have dinner, to have lunch, to have breakfast. I have breakfast at home, and I have dinner at home. But I don't have lunch at home. I don't have lunch at home. I have lunch out. Sometimes, algunas veces, sometimes, y cierra la boca con sometimes, sometimes. Si no cierres la boca, si dices sometimes, son tiempos de sol, sun. The sun, sometimes. Y lo decís todos, ¿eh? Os pillo a todos. Sometimes. Cierro la boca dos veces. Sometimes I have dinner out, but usually I have dinner at home. Okay. To have dinner, to have breakfast, to have lunch. Pero to have también es para cualquier tipo de consumición, incluso de bebidas alcohólicas. Por ejemplo, do you have wine for lunch? Aquí diríais probablemente, ¿tomas vino durante la comida? Decimos para comida, literalmente. Do you have wine for lunch? Do you have beer for lunch? No? What do you have for lunch? Ah, you have water. Ask me if I have water for lunch. Richard, do you have water for lunch? Usually not. I don't usually have water for lunch. Ask me if I have beer for lunch. Cerveza. Richard, do you have beer for lunch? Not usually, no. I don't usually have beer for lunch. Well, ask me what I have for lunch. What drink, así que bebida, what drink do you have for lunch? I have wine for lunch, usually. Do you usually have white wine? No, I don't. Do you usually have rosé wine? Rosado? No, I don't. What kind of wine do you have? I usually have red wine. And how many glasses of wine do you have for lunch? No, I have 2 glasses of wine, usually. I usually have 2 glasses of wine. And do you have a whiskey at home in the evening? No, I don't. Do you have a drink in the evening at home? No, I don't. No, I don't. To have a drink. Tomemos una copa. Let's have a drink. ¿Quieres tomar una copa? Would you like to have a drink? To have a drink. Have a drink, have a drive, go out and see what you can find in the summertime when the weather is fine. Recordad la canción, ¿no? Recordáis muy bien la canción. Have a drink, have a drive. Tómate una bebida, date un paseo en coche y busca a ver lo que hay por ahí. De marcha. Have a drink, have a drive, go out, sal fuera, and see what you can find. Have a drink. Se usa have. Do you have a drink after work? No, I don't. Do you have a drink before lunch? No, I don't. Do you have a drink? Una margarita or maybe un jerez, un fino. Do you have a drink before dinner? No, I don't. But do you have a drink before lunch or dinner on the weekend? En el fin de semana? No, I don't. But do you have drinks often? No, I don't. Me? I have 2 or 3 glasses of wine for lunch during the week. Y está. And that's it. If I go out, I have wine in the restaurant. Okay? But I don't drink. I don't have any drinks at home. But do you have a coffee after lunch? Do you have? Estoy con do you have. Do you have a coffee after lunch? Yes, I do. Do you have a coffee in the afternoon? After the coffee for lunch? No, I don't. How many coffees a day do you have? Me, I have 2 coffees a day. In the morning for breakfast and after lunch. And what kind of coffee do you have for breakfast? I have an American coffee, largo de agua, for breakfast. And what kind of coffee do you have after lunch? After lunch, I have a coffee with a little milk. In Spanish, you say un cortado, okay, cortado. I have a cortado after lunch, to have. And does your sister have wine for lunch? I don't know. Does your wife have wine for lunch? No, she doesn't. What does she have for lunch? She has water for lunch. And does your daughter have water for lunch? Yes, she does. And does your daughter have breakfast around 6 o'clock? No, she doesn't. What time does your daughter have breakfast? Mi hija, my daughter. She has breakfast at 7 o'clock in the morning. And what does she have for breakfast? She has 2 scrambled eggs, and orange juice. Scrambled eggs? How do you say scrambled eggs in Spanish? How do you say scrambled eggs in Spanish? Huevos revueltos. Ah. How many? 2. She has 2 scrambled eggs and orange juice. And what does she have for lunch? It depends. ¿Qué come? En la comida de mediodía? It depends. It depends. Well, does she have a big lunch or a light lunch? My daughter, she has a light. Coca-Cola light. Light is ligero. She has a light lunch. And Richard, do you have a light lunch? No. I eat for lunch. I enjoy. I like the food. And does your wife have coffee for breakfast? Yes, she does. Does she have coffee after lunch? Yes, she does. Does she have coffee after dinner? No, she doesn't. Does she have dinner with you? Yes, she does. Do you have dinner in the kitchen? No, I don't. Do you have dinner in your bedroom? No, I don't. Where do you have dinner? I have dinner in the dining room. In the dining room. Do you have breakfast in the dining room? No, I don't. Where do you have breakfast? I have breakfast in the kitchen. And where does your wife have breakfast? She has breakfast in the kitchen too. Okay. El verbo to have se usa para tomar consumiciones o para desayunar, comer o cenar. Okay. Okay. Vuelvo muy pronto. Ahora otro profesor me sustituye y seguimos adelante.
Thank you, Richard. Muchísimas gracias. Vamos a empezar nuestra sección de hoy, repasando la clase anterior. Vamos a centrarnos en la idea de que nosotros en inglés no decimos tomar el desayuno, no decimos to take breakfast, sino to have breakfast. Tenemos literalmente el desayuno. Tenemos la cena, ¿ok? We have dinner. Tenemos el almuerzo. We have lunch, ¿ok? Bien, Esther, que está conmigo. Esther, ¿cómo estás? How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Fantástico, pues te voy a hacer un montón de preguntas con do you have breakfast, do you have lunch, do you have dinner, ¿ok? Y vosotros en casa también tenéis que contestar en voz alta a todas mis preguntas, ¿de acuerdo? Vale, ok, to have breakfast, empezamos con to have breakfast, desayunar. Do you have breakfast every day?
Yes, I have breakfast every day.
Good. Do you have lunch every day?
Yes, I have lunch every day.
Every day, ¿qué significa? Every day, todos los días, ¿ok? Every day. Do you have dinner? Vosotros en casa, do you have dinner every day? Yes, I have dinner every day. Es lo que tenéis que estar ahí vocalizando. Yes, I have dinner. Esther, dilo tú.
Yes, I have dinner every day.
Fantástico. Do you have a coffee every day? ¿Tomas un café?
No, I don't have coffee.
Okay, I don't have coffee, ever. Nunca.
No.
Okay.
I have tea every day.
Okay, Esther has tea every day. I have tea every day. I don't have coffee every day. Muy bien. Do you have a beer every day? A beer es una
Cerveza.
Cerveza, sí, ¿no?
Yes, I
Yeah.
do. Yes, I do.
Yes, I do. O yes, I have.
Have.
Vamos a practicar el verbo. ¿Ah?
Yes.
Yes, I have.
I have beer every day.
A beer o a beer.
A beer.
Bueno, no sé cuántas. Yes, I have a beer. Si dices yes, I have beer, es que sí, me tomo cerveza todos los días. Me tomo una, I have a beer. ¿Ok? Se escribe beer, pero la pronunciamos vía, como, bueno, rima con tía. Mi tía, mi día. ¿Vale? Bien, ok. Ask me, ahora, pregúntame. Ask me if I have dinner every day.
Do you have dinner every day?
Fantástico, lo has dicho genial, Esther. Do you have, tienes o tomas, como decís vosotros. Do you have dinner every day? Yes, I have dinner every day. Ahora pregúntame sobre el desayuno, si me lo tomo todos los días.
Do you have breakfast every day?
Good, yes, I have breakfast every day. El almuerzo.
Do you have lunch every day?
Fantástico, do you have lunch every day? Lo ha preguntado fenomenalmente, ¿ok? Do you have lunch every day? Yes, I have lunch every day. La respuesta corta, por supuesto, sería, Esther.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do. Muy bien, fantástico. Ok, bien. Vamos ahora, tenemos 3 minutos, nada más, para repasar la lista de traducción número 6. Ok, vamos muy rápido. ¿De acuerdo, Esther?
Let's
Ok,
go.
all right, let's go. Tu libro es interesante.
Your book is interesting.
Interesting, fantástico. No decimos interesting, sino interesting. Nos comimos la primera E, ¿ok? Interesting, interesting. ¿Eh? Interesting. Esta clase es aburrida, ¿a que sí?
This class is boring.
Fantástico. This class is boring. Aquella lista es muy larga. ¿Lo sabéis decir en casa? Venga. A ver, Esther.
That list is long.
¿Es muy larga?
It's very long.
That list is very long. Es una lista muy larga.
It's a very long list.
Fantástico. No podemos decir it's a list very long. Hay que decir it's a very long list. El adjetivo antes del sustantivo. ¿Ah? Y si añadimos very, pues también a very long list. A very big car. A very interesting program. Bien, esa persona, perdón, es importante.
That person is important.
Great. Su esposa es de Suecia.
His wife is from Sweden.
His wife is from. Cierra tu boca al decir from. ¿Eh?
From.
Eso es.
His wife is from Sweden.
Great. ¿Es ese tu cuaderno?
Is that your notebook?
Is that your notebook? Fantástico. ¿Quién está con ella?
Who's with her?
Who's with her?
Who's with her?
Eso es. ¿Dónde está mi camisa? Lo que yo siempre pregunto a mi mujer. ¿Dónde está mi camisa?
Where is my shirt?
Where's my shirt? Fantástico. Where's my shirt? Esta solución es importante.
This solution is important.
Good. Mi casa está en un pueblo pequeño.
My house is in a little village.
In a little village o también a small town.
Ajá.
También dependiendo del tamaño del pueblo.
Sí.
A village pues, es un pueblo de 1000 habitantes para abajo, más o menos. A town es pues 2 o 3000 para arriba. ¿Okay? Tu casa está en una ciudad grande.
Your house is in a big city.
Your house is in a big city. Fantástico. 100%. Ok, ¿qué hemos aprendido hoy? Pues sobre todo que en inglés no decimos tomar el desayuno, sino tener el desayuno. To have breakfast, to have lunch, to have dinner. Ok, tomar un café significa robar un café. En inglés, to take coffee. Por eso hay que decir to have a coffee. Hay que matizar ahí, ¿eh? To have a coffee. I have a coffee every day. You have a coffee every day. ¿Y qué más? Pues también que cuando decimos esta es una lista muy larga, en inglés decimos literalmente esta es una muy larga lista. It's a very long list. ¿Ok? Os dejo con Richard. Bye bye.
Okay, let's continue. Fijaos en pronunciación. Continue, new. Let's continue. Camera number 1. Okay, I work in a company. I work in a big company. I work in a good company. I work in my company. I work. You work in a big company. My sister works in a small company. She doesn't work in a big company. I work in a big company. I don't work in a small company. I work in the afternoons. I work in a television studio. I don't work in a radio studio. My sister in the afternoon works at home. She doesn't work in an office. In the morning, my sister works in a classroom. She doesn't work in an office. At midday, a mediodía, un par de horas pasa ahí. At midday, my sister works in a bank. She doesn't work in the city government. I work, she works. You work, we work, they work, he works, she works, it works. It works. Este boli funciona. This pen works. Es la tercera persona singular. Igual que en el verbo to have, donde se dice I have, you have, they have, he has. Se la V de have se cambia un S simple, has, she has, it has, etc. Ese cambio a la tercera persona singular pasa en prácticamente todos los verbos, menos los modales o verbos defectivos en inglés. Y tienes que recordar que work, por ejemplo, el caso de work, yo trabajo, tú trabajas, ellos trabajan, I work, you work, they work, pero cuando es él, ella o ello, en el caso de funcionar, works. Y la S tiene que sonar, lo siento, hay que decir he works. No he work. No podéis decir he work. Eso es una mala conjugación. Eso es como si yo dijera en castellano, yo trabaje o yo trabaja. Estoy usando yo como primera persona, pero estoy usando la tercera persona del verbo. O que él trabajo. Entonces, cuando decís he work, suena disonante para un angloparlante. He works. She works. ¿El boli? Funciona. It works. Usamos el verbo trabajar, work, cuando para la operatividad de una máquina. It works. It works. This television studio works. Okay. Mr. Zapatero works in the Moncloa. Angela Merkel works in Berlin. Silvio Berlusconi works in Rome. Mr. Sarkozy works in Paris. And Gordon Brown, mientras dure, he works in London. He works in the British government. I work in a language company and in a television. Maria works in the television. My wife works in a small company, radio company. My daughter works in my company with me. My son works in the United States in cartoon animation, all right, computer animation. I can't think of his name. Mr. Pujol works in Barcelona. He doesn't work in Madrid. Okay, el verbo to work. I live in Madrid. I don't live in Barcelona. Mr. Montilla lives in Barcelona. He doesn't live in Madrid. Mr. Serrat lives in Barcelona. He doesn't live in Madrid. You live in Spain. You don't live in Germany. I live in Spain too. I don't live in the United States. I'm from the United States, but I don't live in the United States. I'm a resident of Spain. I'm a resident of Spain. I'm not a resident of the United States. I live in Spain. I don't live in the United States. Okay? I don't live in the United States. Rafa Nadal lives in Mallorca. He doesn't live in Cáceres. Rafael Nadal plays tennis. He doesn't play golf. Seve Ballesteros plays golf. He doesn't play tennis. He doesn't play tennis. Okay? To play. I play tennis from time to time. I don't play tennis every day. Okay, I work in Spain. I live in Spain. Rafa Nadal lives in Spain, and sometimes he works in Spain too. He doesn't live in Italy, and I don't live in Italy. Now, every day, I go to work. I go to work by car. I don't go to work by public transport. I go to work by car. Do you go to work by car? Do you go to work by underground, metro? Do you go to work by bus? Do you go to work by taxi? How do you go to work? Me, I go to work by car. I drive to work. My sister goes to work by car too. My sister goes, tercera persona singular. My sister goes to work by car too. She drives, con la S de siempre, she drives to work. She doesn't go to work by taxi, and she doesn't go to work by underground or subway. She goes to work by car. She drives to work. Okay? Maria comes to this television studio by public transport. She doesn't drive here. She doesn't come here by taxi, and she doesn't come here by bus. She comes here by underground. And she comes here every day. And she comes here with a friend. She doesn't come here alone. No viene sola. She doesn't come here alone. She comes with a friend. Now, I go to work by car. I drive to work. I park my car under the building. I don't park my car in the street. I park it under the building. I park it in a special place. I don't park it in any place. I park it in a special place. And I park it under my building. When I come to this television studio, I park my car outside. I don't park my car under this building. I park my car in the street. Oh, tenemos mucho que hacer ahora con estos verbos. Mucho, pero hay tiempo. Ok, ahora a la publicidad. Enseguida vuelvo. Okay, do you live in Madrid? Do you live in Barcelona? Where do you live? Do you go to work by car? Do you go to work by public transport? How do you go to work? Do you travel in your job? Do you travel in the summer? ¿Viajas en los veranos? Do you travel in the summer? When do you travel? Do you travel every day? Do you travel every month? When do you travel? Okay. Do you park your car in the street or in a garage? Where do you park your car? Do you shop in big department stores or in small shops? Do you shop in the Corte Inglés? Do you shop in Zara? Do you shop in Corte Fiel? Where do you shop? Where do you shop? Where does your sister shop? Etc. Vamos a seguir ganando agilidad con el presente habitual. Cosas que habitualmente haces o que haces por costumbre. Ok. Vuelvo muy pronto. Ahora otro profesor.
Thank you very much, Richard. My name is Alberto Alonso, but you know that. Eso lo tienes que saber. You have to know that. My name is Alberto Alonso. That's right. But that's not important. Eso no es importante. I'm the teacher. More important, the student. You're my student, but I have a special student here, next to me, a mi lado. ¿Queréis conocerla? Seguro que la conocéis. You probably know her. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Pilar. Hello, Pilar.
Hello, Alberto.
How are you today?
Fantastic.
Do you have energy? ¿Tienes energía?
Como tú dices, full of energy.
Full of energy, a tope de energía. We have a lot of energy today. Remember, learning is fun. Esto puede ser divertido. Puede ser muy aburrido o puede ser divertido. Depende de ti. It depends on you. That's right. You see, sí, tú, you. It's you. Okay, all right. ¿Qué vamos a mirar hoy? Algo que es muy importante y muy básico, pero veo gente con nivel alto, intermedio, de todos niveles, equivocándose con esto. ¿Y qué es? El famoso S. Eso es. Tan fácil es. Una S. En tercera persona, en presente ponemos una S. ¿Eso es difícil? No. Pero muchos no se acuerdan a la hora de decirlo. ¿Ves? Pues, I have, yo tengo. My sister.
Has.
Tercera persona, my sister has. I live. My sister
Lives.
lives. ¿Ok? Entonces, esto es siempre. Tenemos que poner, cuando usamos el it, que es aquello, eso, she or he, el verbo tiene que coger una S. Si no, no lo estás diciendo bien. Lo siento. Es algo básico, pero tenemos que controlar esto. ¿Ok? All right. Ask me if I have a sister.
Do you have a sister?
Yes, I do. Ask me where she lives.
Where does she live?
¿Ves? Como no ha puesto la S con el verbo, tiene que ir con el auxiliar. En negativo, cuando niegas, y en preguntas, ponemos la S en el auxiliar. Does your sister have a car? Hay dos respuestas. Yes, she has a car. ¿Ves? Sí tiene. Y la S va con el verbo. O no, my sister doesn't have a car. ¿Ves? Cuando hay auxiliar, el auxiliar coge esa S. ¿Ok? Ask me where my sister lives.
Where does your sister live?
¿Ves? Otra vez, el does coge la S en este caso. Ahora yo le doy la respuesta. La afirmación, el verbo coge la S. My sister lives... ¿Ves? My sister lives in New York. My sister lives in New York. Do you have a sister?
Yes, I have a sister.
Dudaste ahí.
Yes.
Y sé la respuesta. Lo sé. Sé que tienes hermana. Sé que lo... Okay? I know you have a sister. Okay. Where does your sister live?
She lives in Barcelona.
Muy bien. Lives. She lives. Tercera persona. She lives in Barcelona. Okay. Great. Okay. Does your sister play tennis?
No, she doesn't.
No, she doesn't. Or...
No, she
Doesn't.
doesn't play tennis.
Eso, no, she doesn't. Or no, she doesn't
Okay.
play tennis. No te compliques. No, she doesn't. Y ya está.
Okay.
Does your sister like ice cream? ¿Le gusta el helado?
Yes, she does.
Yes, she does. Or...
Yes, she likes ice cream.
Eso es. Entonces, tenemos que poner la S. Siempre. O con el auxiliar. Si hay auxiliar, con el auxiliar. Y si no, con el verbo en cuestión, right? Yes, she does. Or yes, she likes ice cream. Okay, great. Okay, ask me if my sister likes ice cream.
Does your sister like ice cream?
Yes, she does. My sister loves ice cream. My sister loves ice cream. Okay, ask me if my mother likes steak, right? Chuletón, carne. Ask me if
Okay.
my mother likes steak.
Does your mother like steaks?
Okay.
Steak.
No. Well, steak or steaks. You can say
Okay.
both. No, she doesn't. She doesn't. She's a vegetarian.
Ah.
My mother doesn't like steak. She doesn't like chicken. She doesn't like... Y seguir. Y tienes que repetirlo 1000 veces. My sister doesn't like, and my mother and my sister, los dos, they don't like. Ahora they, cuando los junto, they don't like steak. Ask me if my mother eats vegetables.
Does your mother eat vegetables?
Ok, cuidado. La pronunciación de esta palabra es un poco difícil. Vegetables. Vegetables. Siempre cuando tenemos un problema, cuando una palabra nos resulta difícil de pronunciar, no pasa nada. Lo que hacemos es, lo separamos. Escucha el mío. Vamos a separar. Vegetables. 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 Ahora, repítelo un par de veces.
Vegetables. Vegetables. Does your mother eat vegetables?
Yes, she does. Yes, she does. Ask me if my mother eats fruit.
Does your mother eat fruit?
Fruit. Muy bien. Acuérdate, no decimos fruit, eso es como se ve, pero esto decimos fruit. Right? Como traje, se escribe sweet, pero no se dice sweet, se dice suit. Fruit. Suit. So yes, my mother eats fruit. My mother eats fruit. Ask me if my mother eats pasta.
Does your mother eat pasta?
Yes, she does. Yes, she does. Okay. Ask me if I have a cousin. Sí, tengo una prima.
Do you have a cousin?
Okay. Ahora, ¿cómo sabemos si esto prima es masculino o femenino? ¿Cómo sabemos?
Con la respuesta.
Ya. Porque no sabemos, en inglés no hay diferencia. Cousin es masculino o femenino. Right? So yes, I have many cousins. Tengo muchas primas. Pero vamos a hablar de una. Let's say Cristina. One of my cousins named Cristina, okay? Ask me if Cristina has a car.
Does Christina have a car?
Yes, she does. Ask me where Cristina lives.
Where does Christina live?
Cristina lives. ¿Ves? No nos escapamos de la S. Si ves, en cada uno hay una S cuando estamos en tercera persona. Así que tienes que ponerlo. Okay? All right, so here we go. Well, yes. My cousin Cristina lives in Miami. Okay? Ask me if she works.
Does she work?
Does she work? ¿Ves? La S con el auxiliar. Yes, she does. Ask me where she works.
Where does she work?
Muy bien. She works at a hotel. Okay? Ask me what she does there. ¿Qué hace allí?
What does she do there?
Muy bien. What does, ¿ves? Estamos con S. Esto es el episodio de los serpientes. What does she do there? ¿A qué se dedica? ¿Qué hace allí? What does she do? ¿Ves? El primer do es does en tercera persona. Entonces tenemos el do de auxiliar y el do de verbo.
Okay.
Pero como el auxiliar es lo que cambia, cuando hay auxiliar, pues eso coge la S. What does she do? She cooks. She cooks. She is a chef. She is a chef there, okay? Ask me if she likes to cook.
Does she like to cook?
Muy bien. Yes, she loves to cook. ¿Y cuántas S? And look, now Maria is giving me a signal. Okay, she's giving me a signal. 30 segundos por ahí. She's giving me a signal. Ask me if Maria likes to give me signals, porque me está dando señales con los dedos aquí que cuánto tiempo queda. So ask me if Maria likes to give me signals.
Does Maria like to give you signals?
Yes, Maria loves to give me signals. 5, 4, 3. I'm going to give you a signal. Bye-bye.
Okay, trabajemos. There's work. Hay trabajo, eh? Okay, do you know where Barack Obama lives? Yes, I do. Where does he live? He lives in Washington, D.C., in the White House. Do you know where Bolivia is? Yes, I do. Where's Bolivia? It's in South America. Do you know where Nicolas Sarkozy lives? Yes, I do. Where does he live? He lives in Paris. To know es saber o conocer. Yo sé dónde vive Sarkozy. I know. K-N-O-W. 4 letras. Sin embargo, la pronunciación es igual que la negativa no. No sé. No, no lo sé. No, I don't know. I don't know. No, I don't know. Do you know where? Do you know when? Do you know what time my wife has breakfast? Do you know what time? ¿Sabes a qué hora desayuna mi mujer? Escuchad. Do you know what time my wife has? Esta es la segunda parte de la frase. No es pregunta. La pregunta aquí es do you know? Do you know what time my wife has breakfast? No, I don't. Well, ask me. Richard, what time does your wife have breakfast? Aquí does lleva la S de la tercera persona singular, por lo tanto, y luego have va como si fuera infinitivo. Do you know what time your wife has breakfast? No, I don't. What time does your wife have breakfast? My wife? She has breakfast at 8 o'clock. Do you know how my wife goes to work? No, I don't. I don't know what time your wife goes to work. Ask me. Oh, Richard, what time does your wife go to work? My wife, she goes to work at 8:30. And do you know how my wife goes to work? In taxi? By taxi? No. No, I don't know how your wife goes to work. I don't know how your wife goes to work. Well, ask me. Richard, how does your wife go? How does your wife go? How does your wife go to work? She goes to work by car. She drives to work. Yes. Acertado. She drives to work. Now, do you know where I live? No, I don't know where you live. Well, ask me. Where do you live, Richard? Me, I live in the center of Madrid. Ask me if I live near. Ask me if I live near Cibeles. Richard, do you live near Cibeles? No, I don't. Well, where do you live? I'm not going to say on television. Okay? Now, do you know, do you know why I teach English? No, Richard, I don't know why you teach English. Well, ask me. Richard, why? ¿Por qué enseñas inglés? Why do you teach English? I teach English because I need money. It's my profession. Okay? Si no me pagaran, no lo haría, eh? So, if they didn't pay me, I wouldn't do it. So, I teach because I need money. Ask me if I know where my sister lives. Richard, do you know where your sister lives? Yes, I do. Well, where does she live? She lives in Colorado. Pregúntame. Ask me if I know who lives next to this studio. Richard, do you know who lives next to this studio? No, I don't. I don't know who lives next to this studio. Ask you if I know where my daughter is now. Richard, do you know where your daughter is now? Fijaos, la pregunta es do you know. Entonces el resto de la frase va como si fuera en afirmativo. Do you know where your daughter is? No se dice where is your daughter. La siguiente pregunta sí va a ser where is your daughter. Así que fijaos. Ask me if I know, si sé dónde está mi hija. O si sé dónde mi hija está. En inglés lo decimos así. Ask me if I know where my sister is. Richard, do you know where, you mean my daughter, not my sister. Do you know where your daughter is? Yes, I do. Where is she? She's at work. En el trabajo. She's at work. Ask me if I know where my daughter lives. Richard, do you know where your daughter lives? Yes, I do. Where does she live? She lives in Madrid. Ask me if I know what my son is doing now. Richard, do you know what your son, mi hijo, yes, do you know what your son is doing? Do you know what your son is doing now? 6 horas menos. Yes, I do. What's he doing? He's attending class. He's going to class. He is sitting in a classroom. I'm sitting in front of this camera, but my son is sitting in a classroom in Florida. Okay? I sit in this chair every day. This is a white chair. I sit in a white chair in front of you every day, and I'm sitting in front of you now. I'm holding a blue pen in my left hand. And I hold a blue pen every day in this classroom. I come here every day. I speak to you every day. I teach you every day. I sit in this chair every day. I look at you every day. And I hold this pen every day. Estoy usando el presente habitual. Ahora bien, también da la casualidad de que ahora mismo os estoy enseñando. Os enseño todos los días y por casualmente os estoy enseñando ahora mismo. Presente habitual, presente continuo. Sujeto en español se puede usar el presente habitual. Sujeto un boli, pero en inglés no. Estoy sujetando un boli. Ahora, sujeto este boli todos los días, eso sí. I hold this pen every day, and in fact, I'm holding it right now. Okay, enseguida volvemos. Okay, no os vayáis muy lejos. Thank you very much.
Gracias, Richard. Soy Carly y ahora vamos a poner en práctica lo que acaba de decir Richard. Pero primero quiero presentar a mi invitado, Xavi. ¿Qué tal estás, Xavi?
I'm fine, thank you.
Ah, pues muy bien, en inglés total. Bueno, I'm fine too. Estoy bien también. Si estás listo, vamos a ver 5 palabras de vocabulario de hoy. Y tienes que ayudarme.
Ok.
¿Qué te parece?
Estoy
muy
listo.
bien. Pues vamos a empezar. We're ready. Estamos listos. La primera palabra que vamos a ver es clothes. ¿Cómo se dice clothes en español?
Ropa.
Ropa. Muy bien, clothes. Eso es un poco difícil con la pronunciación. Decimos clothes. Clothes. La TH es suave, pero lo decimos clothes. Clothes. En voz alta en casa, clothes. Repitiendo, clothes. ¿Otra vez, Xavi?
Es un poco difícil, ¿eh?
Un poco, ¿no?
Sí, clothes.
Muy bien, clothes. Un poquito de la lengua con la TH, clothes. Clothes. ¿Otra vez?
Clothes.
Muy bien, ¿otra?
Clothes.
Muy bien, Xavi, clothes. Cuando lo pienses es un poco más difícil. Clothes. Bueno, en casa en voz alta. Seguimos. ¿Cómo se dice cotton en español?
Algodón.
Algodón. Se parece un poco. Cotton, algodón. Cotton, cotton, cotton,
Cotton.
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 Muy bien. Cotton en casa en voz alta. Cotton, cotton. ¿Cómo se dice dining room en español?
Comedor.
Comedor. Dining room, en casa. Lo decimos sobre todo en casa. ¿Es el salón de comer o el comedor en casa? Dining room. Dining, no. Dining, no. Dining. Es una I fuerte. Dining room. ¿Cómo se dice ear en español?
Oreja.
Oreja. Ear. No hay una H. Hear significa oír, el verbo. Pero ear, sin la H, solo la E. Es oreja. Ear, sin H. Ear, decimos. Muy bien. Y la última, ¿cómo se dice every en español?
Cada.
Cada. Every. También hay otra palabra que es each, pero every es mucho más común. Lo decimos mucho más. Every. 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 Todo junto. Every. Tell me.
Every.
Every. ¿Otra vez?
Every.
Muy bien. Y en voz alta en casa, every, decimos. Every. Muy bien, pues vamos a empezar con la clase. Vamos a hablar de la tercera persona en el presente simple. Voy a decir frases en español y Xavi tiene que traducirles para vosotros en casa, ¿vale? Vamos a empezar. Sé dónde él trabaja. Sé dónde él trabaja.
I know where he works.
Muy bien. I know where he works. El verbo saber es to know en inglés. Tiene una K, pero no se pronuncia, es silenta. Silenta decimos.
Silenciosa.
Silenciosa, pues no sabía. Silenciosa. To know decimos. Que no, no. To know. To know, como yes, no. To know, es igual, ¿vale? Y con la S al final del verbo del presente simple de la tercera persona, I know where he works. Con la S en casa en voz alta. I know where he works. Siempre con esta S para la tercera persona en el presente simple. Sé dónde él trabaja. I know where he works. Ahora otro. Sé dónde él empieza.
I know where he begins.
Muy bien. I know where he begins. Repeat.
I know where he begins.
Again.
I know where he begins.
Muy bien. Y con mucha entonación, muy natural. I know where he begins. I know where he begins. En voz alta en casa para coger la naturalidad. I know where he begins. I know where he begins. Sé dónde él vive.
I know where he lives.
Muy bien. I know where he lives. Lives, no. Lives. I know where he lives. Lives son las vidas. Lives, vive. Lives. Repeat.
I know where he lives.
Muy bien. Sé dónde él bebe. El bar. Sé dónde él bebe.
I know where he drinks.
Good. I know where he drinks. Drinks. Ahora que estás enfocado, sí lo dices. Pero hablando naturalmente, normalmente muchos estudiantes lo quitan y no lo dicen. Y tenemos que decir la S. I know where he drinks. I know where he drinks. Sé dónde él corre.
I know where he runs.
Good. I know where he runs con esta U. I know where he runs, decimos. ¿Otra vez?
I know where he runs.
Muy bien. Y en voz alta en casa. I know where he runs. Eso con la R fuerte, no. I know where he runs. I know where he runs con una R muy inglesa. I know where he runs. 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 Repeat.
runs.
Muy bien. I know where he runs. I know where he runs, decimos. Sé dónde él camina.
I know where he walks.
Walks. Muy bien. Hay una L, pero no se dice. I know where he walks. I know where he walks, decimos. Sé dónde él viaja.
I know where he travels.
Travels. Muy bien. I know where he travels, con la V. Travels, no. Trouble es un problema. Travel es viajar. I know where he travels. Con la V, ¿cómo lo hacemos? Con los dientes encima del labio inferior. I know where he travels. Travels. I know where he travels. Tell me, Xavi.
I know where he travels.
Muy perfecto, lo veo perfecto. Dime otra vez.
I know where he travels.
Again.
I know where he travels.
Good. Veo los dientes justo encima del labio inferior y eso tiene que hacer con la V. I know where he travels. I know where he travels. Muy bien. Sé dónde él trabaja.
I know where he works.
Muy bien. Y ahora más rápido porque vamos a repasar los verbos. Sé dónde él empieza.
I know where he begins.
Muy bien. I know where he begins. Con mucha naturalidad. I know where he begins. I know where he works. I know where he travels. Sé dónde él come.
I know where he eats.
Muy bien. Sé dónde él corre.
I know where he runs.
Good. Sé dónde él anda.
I know where he walks.
One more time.
I know where he walks.
Muy bien. I know where he walks. I know where he walks. I know where he walks. Puedes practicar con la entonación, diciendo cosas con autoridad. I know where he walks. I know where he walks. Piénsalo en inglés y si practicas mucho en voz alta, te va a venir mucho más fácil. I know where he walks. And you?
I know,
¿Sabes tú?
I know where I work.
I know where he walks. No es
okay.
trabajar. Estamos hablando de andar, por favor. Estamos hablando de andar. I know where he walks. Works. Con trabajo. Trabajo, work. Andar, walk. Walk,
Okay.
work. Sé dónde él camina.
I know where he walks.
Muy bien. Y sé dónde él trabaja.
I know where he works.
Muy bien. Walk, work. Con esa R muy inglesa. I know where he works. I know where he works. ¿Y tú? ¿Tú sabes? I know where he works. Dime.
Okay, I know where he works.
Muy bien. I know where he works. Sé dónde él vive.
I know where he lives.
I know where he lives. Otra vez.
I know where he lives.
Muy bien. I know where he lives. Dilo, ¿sabes? Muy natural. Tienes que practicar en voz alta muy naturalmente. I know where he lives. I know where he works. I know where he walks. Con mucha autoridad. Bueno, os dejo con Richard, pero sigue practicando. Hasta luego.
Okay, one more class. Una clase más y one class less. Una clase menos nos queda. Do you know? Practicad lo siguiente hasta todo el tiempo que podáis. Do you know where? Do you know who? Do you know what time? Do you know when? Do you know how? Y luego la pregunta. Do you know where Mexico is? Do you know where Japan is? Do you know what the capital of Ireland is? Do you know what the capital of Spain is? Do you know who Felipe González is? Do you know who Pedro Pérez is? Do you know who I am? Practicando para el verbo después. Okay? All right. See you tomorrow para class number 58. Okay? Thank you.